Very late stream. Will be short.
Christ, compel you!
It's only been over an hour later than normal.
Yeah, it felt a lot longer.
And we're gonna have to end early, so
Yes. It does not appear
just
that I
call
am
on
streaming.
keyboard, guys. No.
Why is it not working? Oh, there it is. It worked. Totally.
I thought I was gonna have to re-download
you
the
gotta port forward YouTube as well, and
Yeah.
and Twitch, and
Import YouTube from India.
I'll forward something.
Your mom.
I got 100 hours of watch time, dude. Can you believe that?
Ascension of my dad.
It does ascend your dad.
I mean, that's literally what this is for me, technically.
Oh, you're forwarding your dad. That's different.
Impressive. All right, guys. I've learned a lot today. That includes that Jesus Christ Comcast is very good.
I can't wait to shut down your internet half a state away.
I need my internet.
YouTube is recommending to me the meditative grace of nuns singing Gregorian chants.
I think anytime Dad asks me to play, I'll just shut down.
God damn it. Disconnect his device specifically. Oh, sorry. Looks like we can't.
I probably could do that.
Are we live?
Lock his device.
Yeah, I have a lot of power. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, don't do that. So, homies, there was indeed a very exciting occurrence that happened last week on this day, 1 week ago. You guys managed to escape the manor. How are we all feeling about escaping the manor?
Sunlight.
It is
Yeah,
still
fucking
juice.
It's sunset.
Feels
but
good,
yeah.
man.
Dude, it's almost my birthday.
Yeah. And you thought for a second you missed your birthday.
Oh,
thought it was 6
if I had asked a few seconds earlier, I would have had many birthdays.
Yes, that's right.
Right. Missed 4 birthdays.
All right. So the question is, now that with 4 of you lugging this large egg in a crate, and 2 of you otherwise free to walk, the 2 that are free, as a reminder, are Silas with his caw, his hawk, and Blink, whilst the other 4 of you, Ashtorium, Ro, and our 2 Draconans, Darix and Narath, are all busy hefting the great weight and responsibility of the dragon egg. So with all that said, where are you guys going once you exit the manor? Because that's exactly what happened. You managed to have this very lengthy exchange with the dragon egg that calls itself Eternity. And you came out with it, it had a nice conquering fight. You found none other than the guard of harlots, the guard against harlots, and you escaped with his life. So there's going to be some intense role playing about that later, I'm sure. But that's sort of where we're at. What's everybody thinking?
Astorium drops the egg and just runs away.
Ashtorium's not carrying the egg, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he is. He's one of the 4.
Does he actually do that?
No.
Okay.
No, he'd
For the sake of
lose
the
all
I
of
was
his.
gonna say he was about to have his balls touched.
He's faster than you guys.
Yes, Narath does love touching balls.
Javai's
Oh.
going to ask if he can put the man on top of the box.
Oh yeah, he's unconscious.
So I guess a first suggestion would be, should we do anything to further cover up this egg before we just go walking it around town?
Well, it
the
is
lid is
inside a
on.
crate with a lid, so
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah, they'd have to look pretty closely, like between the panels of the box, to really see anything. And that's just in one angle because you guys kind of tore it open. You could probably find some cloak or whatever to throw over it if you really wanted to, but I don't think anybody's going to notice.
In response to Blink, Narath will say, for ease of carrying, go ahead. However, we should stop by the stables where I left my horse, so we can put the harlot man on it.
Remember, that's across the bridge from where you were. Like,
Oh, well then, the answer still goes.
Yeah.
It's getting us out of here.
I don't think we have the stamina to carry the egg that far.
it would be a
Speak for
very
yourself.
long and slow move, and you guys are quite. You guys have had that short rest, but so for now, you guys are good.
We'd also have to pass by the bridge guards again.
Indeed. And some of
Can
you
the
look
egg
pretty
swim?
goddamn bloody.
Well, so where does it look like undead have left the manor?
Well, you can roll perception for me, but I'll tell you what you see regardless of that roll, or in addition to once you roll it.
Can I assist
Someone
him?
else
Yes.
roll to see if undead have left
you
the
you may assist him, Silas.
All right.
I'd like Silas to actually roll, and I assist him.
Well, it's fine. We've got the 2 rolls, which is what we needed. So,
I
Silas.
see more.
Silas, you and Blink survey the battlefield that was this manor and its immediate exit, looking for any sign of foul play leaking out of the manor and perhaps straying towards the human part of town, or indeed further into the elven island here. The most you can see is that it does appear that some conflict spilled out of the front gates. There are several dead guards, and battle had clearly been fought, but puzzlingly, it doesn't seem like too many horrors have left any tracks. The telltale ooze of blood and gore and viscera does not seem to, fan off from this position. So, at least for now, it would appear that a containment operation may have actually been successful.
Well, that's good.
Narath will say to Blank, it is probably best that you make yourself look like a noble again, so that less questions are asked as we move through the city. You will have to play the part of leader.
Blink's gonna look at Narath like he's crazy because he's still Javai. He's not, but yeah, I know, I'm fucking with you. He'll speak up and say, yes, Javai will do nicely. I suppose we will probably easily get across the bridge if I just say we are off on a trip.
Ashtorian will speak up and say, what if we find some other servants to carry this for us? That would be more befitting of someone of your stature.
Looking to Darax, Narath will then say, I wouldn't trust a real elf within 20 feet of this box.
Looking around at the crew and getting into the Javai role, he's going to look to Astorium and say, maybe you are right, but perhaps you lesser creatures are the servants.
Derek's does not. He's so sick and tired of this. He's so sick and tired of like, oh, I'm your servant and I gotta kiss your ass and master this.
Is it visible frustration on his face?
Oh yeah, he's livid. He's tired. He's pissed off, and now he's gonna be somebody's bitch boy again.
Relax, young Darks. As soon as we are out of the open eye, you will be back to being the upper creature, the better one.
Yeah, that makes him feel a little bit better. He's at least he understands that Derek's is superior. That's good that he understands.
Yeah, that must have been a pretty good deception check.
Yeah, it was. He just wants to be done with this. So yeah, he'll just make a grunt sound and nod his head. He's not going to tell you. He's not going to say the words master to you under any circumstance.
That's all right. You said my lord earlier.
Yes,
My
it was sealant.
lord.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
Like he was chewing
Speaking
on.
to Darax, Narath will say in Draconin, our clan is off this continent.
Yes. North.
By what means did you arrive here? Ship?
No, I flew, old one.
Wholly owned. And as Dark says that,
Wait, it was in Draconic.
Javai's gonna leave. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
It's
That's so
Draconic,
lame.
you
You
didn't
guys
hear
are so
shit.
lame. You
Yeah.
draconic losers. This is why you're the lesser creatures.
Narath will say. Narath will say. Wait, actually, let's
He's got to think about that one. He's got to
Yeah,
process.
think about it.
I think that's canon. I think Narath just doesn't speak. He's genuinely owned.
Narath will say.
Uh,
Narath will say. God, you're throwing me off now.
you didn't
Oh,
expect.
so
You didn't expect Darks to
So
be
you are
smart.
in touch with your draconic with your draconic what's it called?
Heritage?
It threw me off.
Oh, shit.
Progenitor.
You
Ah,
don't need the
Oh,
last
damn it.
word, Chandler.
Absolutely owned. Okay, what did he say? I'm sorry.
He took it straight. He said, "Oh, you're in touch with your draconic progenitor."
Darks will sigh. No, old one. I was being, what do they call, facetious. I came on ship.
I see the smooth skins are rubbing off on you. Then
Yes, and I hate it.
Can I take Maxon's crossbow?
it's just on the ground.
I
Oh
can
yeah.
give you a crossbow. I need a shield.
No. It has to be Maxon's because he's a baby. All right. Javai will pick up Maxon's crossbow and he'll put it in his backpack and lead the way towards the bridge
Yeah,
that I'm
let's get
assuming
the
he went
fuck out.
over.
All right. So you guys are picking up the, as best you can, hefting this great responsibility towards the bridge.
Actually, is it possible we could put this on something with wheels? It might make things easier for us.
Do you have wheels?
No, I do not carry wheels with me.
Well, there is your answer.
If we were to take a quick look around the grounds, we may be able to find perhaps some carts or something that we could use to fashion it.
That's a good idea. Let's take a look around.
Okay.
Astorian
Could put it
moonwalk.
on stones. like the
What'd you
stone
say,
on-
Astorian Moonwalk?
Astorian moonwalks to look like he's on wheels.
Oh.
Astorium has wheels, I see.
Can we disassemble its foot?
I need that.
I don't think those wheels would be big enough for the.
You would die really fast.
Astorium is on wheelies, canonically.
I'll search with
Here's
anyone
Goonies.
who joins me.
Okay. Can we
Yeah,
grab
I'll-
some investigation checks from you and the first person who rolls fast enough to join you?
No, just
Ah!
assist him.
Like 3 of them at once.
Anyway, so this is a
Yeah,
20.
boy.
5 wheels.
All
I
right.
realize I'm the third wheel.
Yeah. Chess set. Oh, shit. Well, while Blink and Narath play chess, Silas, you and Ro, after, everybody rests the object down, the crate down,
I went
gently.
holding an advantage.
You and Ro end up sort of looking over the grounds, and though your search is fruitless on the far side, the facade of the structure, wrapping around the other end towards where the servants' entrance is, proves a little bit more helpful. With a little bit of adjustments from Ro, the one of the wheelbarrows that seems to have been sized for market supply runs can be reshaped to somewhat precariously balance the crate.
So Ro brings it back over to where the crate is. And he's like, I think if I break the sides off, we could be able to fit the crate on this, and then hopefully take it down to the docks or past the bridge. I'm not sure where we're going.
Is it large enough that what if we were to transfer the egg to it and then cover it up with some wraps or linens?
It would definitely need padding, I'm sure. Otherwise, it could get damaged in transport.
Well, there is hay inside the crate, so you could always just transfer that.
Ah, there you go. So Ro reaches in and starts transferring the hay over to the transport.
The
what
little
call it?
wheelbarrow,
Cart?
yeah, the cart.
Yeah, the wheelbarrow cart. And then he turns to the Draconin and he's like, would you like to transfer the egg over to the wheelbarrow, or would you prefer I do it?
Darks does not like idea of putting this thing in the wheelbarrow. But after a moment, because he understands that carrying this giant crate is not a good idea.
It's gonna draw way more attention than
he will look at Narath and we will very carefully heft this egg until the wheel.
Okay.
Let's see if the egg will let me touch it. Narath will
Oh
try.
yeah, you gotta do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
That is true. The egg may flip out.
Okay, so is Narath attempting to make physical contact with the egg alongside
Yes.
Darix?
Yeah.
All right, Darix, you rest your gently reach out to touch the egg, and unlike the first time, it seems this happens without any sort of incident. Though the egg is certainly pulsing warmly to the touch, the consciousness within appears almost subdued, and the same lack of reaction greets Narath as his claw graces it.
Okay, that's very good. Good. That's what we want.
Narath will think to Avina. Either it's tired, or it got something out of Silas's memories. To know friend from foe. And then he'll go about lifting the egg.
The reaction you get internally is one of sort of like slow, pensive nodding, but clearly Avina is still thinking of what else might be going on, though she does not vocalize it. So the transfer will go pretty smoothly. No issues there as it's been padded with hay. Now it's just a question of how to cover the brilliant glimmering scales and the enormous size of this object from any would-be ruffian or guard that might be curious as to what you're transporting out of the Elven Isle.
We ought to send someone back in quickly to grab the linens out of Javai's bed chambers. We could say that we are linen salesmen.
How about we just grab the carpet at the door?
Derek doesn't even know what to think, or like this is what he's reduced to. This is where we're at.
My friends, if anyone even questions us, we just take their heads off. I am Javai.
I don't know how high-ranking Javai is.
It is best that you simply act indignant rather than get us in a fight.
For once, Darks actually agrees with July. He's like, yes, actually, we should just kill everybody that tries to stop us.
Narath will go grab a carpet from the area that we just came from.
Mm-hmm.
Put on top.
Roll initiative.
The important question that must be answered here is, where are we taking this exactly?
Oh
'Cause
fuck! What do we do with the man?
What man?
Well, I did ask you a
Parliament?
question at Arcanic.
Yeah, Harley.
Oh, I'm sorry. I do you have
He's
any
been
means? Yes, I assume I have means to communicate with my clan, like send messages or that kind of thing.
Well, you
I
did
haven't, like,
kind of
got the
leave
confidence.
under the pretext, like you had your own pretext for leaving, where they didn't necessarily, like you were going to bring back proof of things, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So the question is, were you in such a state that you had to bring that back physically, or could you somehow commune with them? That kind of thing. I think it would be reasonable to assume that given enough preparation, you could send a prayer that would be received by a head priest or something, right?
No, yeah.
From back at your place, but that would require like overnight preparation and ceremony. So
Yeah,
something to
exactly,
do
yeah.
when you have spare time and open stars, the open skies above.
Yes.
That kind of
First,
thing.
we must find a place to put the egg. Well, we don't. Where are we gonna? Aha!
Now, mate.
A place. Well, we know that the Grey Brews, the Stunties, they have nefarious dealings with the knife here. Thus, it would be prudent for us to eliminate the presence of these evil creatures at the warehouse and then safely store our most precious prize somewhere there. So
we would have to make sure none of them escape if that is the plan.
we will kill every single one of them. This is of no consequence.
We do not know if there are other accomplices elsewhere among the elves. It may very well be the case that their corruption is from the top down.
Even if that is true,
We cannot risk fighting a whole island while carrying such a precious burden.
that is why we simply store the egg within the warehouse after we have cleansed it of evil.
Before we make a decision, I'd like to ask two things of you all. Obviously, we are strangers in this matter, brought together perhaps by fate or by convenience, and we have stumbled upon something very precious. If you are all moved to do something good about this, then I say we form a proper group, and if we are to do so, then we ought to have a base of operations and a place to rest. We have done much here at this mansion. If it is truly our goal to go and seize a warehouse and to continue this journey, then where will we go?
An excellent question. I know nothing of these lands or these peoples. I do not know where to go or who to trust.
This egg must be placed in the hands of competent Draconan elders. The only ones I know of available at the moment are the elders of Darax's clan. Our number one priority should be to get this egg into their hands as quickly as possible.
But
With that said,
we need some place
fighting
to store it.
in terms of storing it, that is a question of what means do you have available to communicate with your clan, Darax?
If given enough time and the right place, I may commune with my elder priests back at home.
How much time and what sort of space would you need?
It would require clear skies, stars, open space, and possibly the evening and the night.
All right. And my suggestion is that instead of heading off to draw more attention to ourselves and perhaps invite the ire of an entire army of degenerates, that we simply slink away with our goods to the tavern that Silas and I met. We can stash the egg away, either in one of our rooms or in a place nearby, and rest. During this time, you can commune, and I will aid you in gathering whatever materials you acquire. We need to lay low.
Darks does not like this plan, but he understands it is probably the wiser course of action. So he will acquiesce to this suggestion.
There is no doubt that we carry something with us of tremendous value. Many people will not know its worth, but even the average man who gazes upon a dragon egg will surely want it.
Clicking and talking with Astorium, Blink's going to say, our family, the Da Sazarins, have a rather large manor, not unlike this one, I suppose. Our handler will more than be welcome to you guys. The egg, however, should probably stay hidden somewhere, but there is plenty of room to make that happen, I have no doubt. Maybe we do what Narath said, we take a day at the tavern, and then we end up back with the family of the Da Sazarins, and find our way from there.
Do we have your guarantee that they will not interfere with our journey?
I will say this. When I was set out on the mission to kill this matriarch, I was told to secure assistance if required. Now, I consider you all much more than just mere assistants, but that does mean you would be allowed within the rooms of, at least the rooms of me and Astorium, and the area that we contain ourselves in. No one really visits us too much, other than the handler, of course. I do not imagine they would do anything for us other than give us a mission or two, which at that point would be our choice to pay attention to, I suppose.
A mission
Looking
I'm not sure. We get sent on missions all the time. Hits like these, obviously we would have to fulfill those, but you four or have to make your own decision among that.
You
Looking.
Go ahead. Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
Looking to Blink, Narath will say, I am very keen to speak with your family in regard to everything that has happened here. But the egg must come first. I have shipping contracts in this city that may perhaps allow us to send this egg to Darax's clan if they themselves cannot find a more trustworthy means of transport. But as soon as that is done, I fully intend to make contact. There is much that must be done in retribution for these abominations we have witnessed, and I believe that your family may perhaps be the best route forward.
This family, your clan sends you on missions to murder people.
Dead people, yes.
Right.
To be
Deception.
fair, the one they were sent after turned into an undead abomination, so so far it doesn't seem too bad.
Yes, that was one of the more engaged activities we've been on. But yes, we get sent on hits very often. It seems we are all in agreement. Right now,
Okay.
we get ourselves over that bridge, and we figure out our way from there with this egg.
Very well.
All right, let's move.
My last question before we head off, and I look towards Derek's, and I will say, you speak of giving this egg to your elders. You know in your heart that there are none among your kind who would do ill with it.
Derek's is so offended by this. Just a suggestion. He looks as if he might just club Silas over the head with his mace. He doesn't, of course. But yes, on my very soul.
Do I believe him?
Well, before you attempt an insight check there, Silas, I will say that Darix, the firm voice of Kenakon, rings out within your mind to say, "This human is most interesting. He does not seem to
Yes.
be feigning interest in the well-being of eternity. So it would seem he has it in his heart to not do ill to the egg."
Yes, I have gathered this from him as well. Simply, I'm aghast he would even make such a suggestion.
You learn to
Narath will
be
make
not
a
harsh.
passing comment.
Go ahead.
Narath was just going to make a passing comment to Silas, saying, "You have not met many white draconin now, have you?"
There are many that I have not met, but there are those that I have met. Those who would spoil themselves with dark magic. My only goal is to make sure that there is a positive outcome. Whether I know you or not, whether your intentions are well, I am obligated to ask.
Let me
Fair
put it
enough.
this way, my friend. Let me put it this way, my friend. To find a corrupted white draconin is like finding a tall dwarf.
Then that is most reassuring. Hopefully you understand, Derek's.
He will nod his head and let that go. He does understand. However, insulting to the very honor it may have been.
Blink, there's a sudden
Understands he's just a retarded human.
flaring of nostrils as Slinter pipes up and says, "Tall dwarf! Horrifying!"
Yeah, not wrong.
All right.
Blinker's
We're
just
gonna have to meet a tall
laugh
dwarf
out
now.
loud.
At that, are we looking to head out? Is there any final questions or things people want to say?
I would ask that you take a very quick peek at CM Games.
Oh boy.
Oh my god!
What a demented individual.
Robotic.
Wait, where is this? What's going on? CM game?
CM Games.
What is happening? What is happening? Why? I don't. Okay. Okay.
I don't understand, but okay.
Don't.
You
Okay.
can't
Don't
understand,
even
dude.
try.
That guy's Peruvian.
Yeah, exactly.
If
Play
the internet's
Cosmar
taught me
PM
anything.
to find out what's happening in CM games.
No, you guys will have to donate on coffee. All right, so you guys are all heading towards the bridge. You will be passing glimmering sea green buildings and pure white marble, everything that you all know now to be a facade, a mirage, a front for true evil, at least in the one manner that you were in. As you're walking through, you'll notice a stark fog that had settled in well before you crossed the bridge to begin with, still there, albeit perhaps a bit thinner, allowing more of the sun through the heavy clouds. And you'll no longer feel that distinct feeling of magic-infused air. It seems that whatever the source may have been, it has been paused or extinguished, snuffed out, or perhaps simply deactivated. nonetheless, you are able to move towards the bridge easier than before, with perhaps the exception of, I don't know who is carrying this harlot man at this point. We should establish that. Who's wheeling the egg? I'm guessing that would probably be Darix and Narath, like both
Yes.
sort of
Yeah.
working together on that. And who's volunteering to carry Harlot Man, if anyone? Or are you guys leaving him?
Bring Harlot Man. He needs to be interrogated.
I feel like it would
I
make the most
suppose
sense for
Ashtorium could.
Ashtorium to carry him. Yeah.
I think that would make the most sense optics wise.
Vi needs to say if they question why you have a passed out F, he says, "Oh, he was just tired out from my bed chambers."
He guarded my bedchambers too well.
Well.
All right. Okay.
Roll
So
for deception.
also, if it's not clear, Silas, you definitely would have believed Darix, but I see you guys resolved that through role playing anyway, so that's fine.
Yeah, no need for a check there.
Yeah. So,
Dude, I just dropped a Cheez-It and caught a Cheez-It. That was pretty based.
so you rolled a nat 1 and a nat 20. Got it.
Yeah.
Nat 1 eating, nat 20 sleight of hand.
I think the Cheez-It rolled a nat 20 and then I rolled a nat 20.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Because I don't roll nat ones.
Okay, famous last words. Okay. All right, so you guys are going to be moving in that direction. Is there any stopping, or are you guys going straight over to the towards that bridge and across it once you get there?
No, we're going.
You going?
We're
Yeah, we should
leaving.
go
Get the
straight.
fuck out of
And
here.
we aren't even, unless spoken to, Javai is not even acknowledging these lesser guards.
Yes, there are a group of them, and a couple of them sort of like on a stationary position. Although I think it will be obvious to all of you that the number of guards is smaller than it was before. The quantity seems lower. And the ones that are there simply bow their heads respectfully towards you, Javai, as you lead your strange congregation through the sort of aisle and also out of it. Now, I'll quickly reconfigure the sort of the layout here as I see it. So we described Darix and Narath handling the egg. We described, obviously, we've got Blink leading the charge. Would Blink be, I'm guessing, flanked by like Ashtorium, Silas, and Ro? Like, how are we thinking? Is it something like this?
I feel like Ro would probably be bringing up the back.
Okay. Something like that.
Yeah.
Then? Got it.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
I could see Silas and Ashtorium doing like a double flank,
Right.
like guards.
Yeah. Ashtorium obviously having to heft this this one harlot man.
Yep.
All right. So in that case, we will say that you guys are able to. I'm just going to quickly drop the. Oh, wait, let me do the other one. I'm going to drop Harlot Man here.
Hell yeah. Okay, man.
Oh.
Okay, so he's still unconscious and has taken quite a beating, but he's
Right, man.
yeah, he's defended against many harlots, and yeah, all right. So as you guys make your way across one of the two bridges meant for outgoing traffic, you find yourselves towards the halfway point when at the other end of the bridge, with the fog no longer clouding vision and the sun's full sort of like it's after, hanging in the sky in an afternoon sort of angle, heading towards sunset, you will still see quite a few guards on the other end. However, while there are many wearing the sea green and light blue regalia of the elves, those are not the ones who immediately catch your eye. There's a small group of guards in red and black gear that seem to be having standing vigil, sort of very at the ready, on guard clearly, but not in a combat position, simply in a very like almost intimidating pose. And then they are flanking what looks to be a single dark-skinned female whose exact complexion and properties are not easily discerned from this range. She stands with some sort of twinkling staff, and she seems to be having it out with the captain of the Elven Guard, whom you recognize from your first foray across the bridge.
So is this the first dark-skinned elf I've seen?
Well, you're not sure if she's an
not
elf
for
per
human.
se, but
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just a dark-skinned.
Does she reek of
person.
necromancy?
not from this range. She doesn't.
All
Yeah,
right.
she just has a sparkly staff.
Yeah.
Javai's going to keep moving forward. He's playing the game.
Okay, just keep going.
Yeah, we just keep going, keep a low profile.
All right.
Let's try this. Sneak on out.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Alrighty. So
Repressa. Yeah, she's got pointy ears. She's a fucking dark elf.
You don't see that?
yeah, you can't see that, dude. Dirty metagamer. Okay.
It's Drow, bro.
So you guys are going to come to the end of the bridge, and in doing so, as if by reflex, there will be a couple of elven guards that take a few steps towards you, but then with audible gasps, they step back and bow, much more perhaps exaggeratedly compared to what they would have needed to. Yet Javai seems to take it in stride as he dismissively strides past them. This certainly will draw the attention of the woman who is now almost dominating the verbal shouting match that seems to have taken over the conversation. Negotiations or diplomacy seem to have gone by the wayside as she hefts her staff threateningly in the air. She's very much like her voice would describe as clearly upset and angry, but her face somehow doesn't seem to follow that set of emotion. Instead, her face almost seems twisted in a expression of cheer and laughter. But she is clearly terrorizing, scaring, intimidating the Elven Guard, who has been reduced from the more proud sort of front that he had put forth to one who is apologetic and attempting to simmer down the relations.
Javai, I suppose that we're still approaching.
Yes.
He'll kind of chuckle, like the little like pompous asshole chuckle, and he'll say, "Yes, they don't know what they are, who they are speaking to, but that will be enough. They only need so much berating for one 10-minute span."
All right, you're saying this to the woman.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Oh, okay.
It's called roleplay.
Just walk past.
I don't know who she is.
Just walk past them.
They're in our path, bro.
Nothing to see here, bro.
Buddy, the amount of shit
Alright,
you've done when we could have nothing
Hey,
to see
man.
here.
It's my turn to nothing to see
You
here.
are the last one who gets to say that.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
Well, I will say, as you guys have been able to stride closer, the garb and the regalia on the guards in particular bears the royal crest of the current crown of Inalance, indicating that these people are indicating that these people are apparently in service to His Majesty. It's a crest that those of you who are more local to the city will have seldom seen, but those who are not at all familiar with the city will have no
I
real
thought
context.
these were the two that bowed at me.
Is the king human or elven?
Human.
Does he know that?
He might. I don't know. He's only been here like 2 weeks, so no.
Narath would have read up on the very basics of.
Yeah,
the
sure.
place that
Yeah, then you would know it's a human king. You wouldn't have met him, obviously, but you would have known.
Yeah. He wouldn't have met him. He wouldn't have even gone like into the king's like local area.
Yeah.
But he knows royal family's human. There's most mobile houses here are human, stuff like that.
And no, to answer your question, Cullen, the guards to her side are the ones in red and black that are her, like that. Those represent many guards. That's just like mass token.
Okay. No, so she was screaming at the people who bowed at me.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, okay. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Well, not specifically them, but the captain of them. So
Yeah.
By
You
extension.
don't scream at my captain. I scream at my captain.
That's right.
There you go. Hey, at least that's believable.
Yeah, that's basically what the point was. Is like
We're
they cower
just-
nicely, but you don't get to scream at them.
We can kill these people all later. Like,
So you're still going, even though you recognize the crest. You're
Yeah.
still going.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
okay, making sure. So, the sort of like dark blue, light violet mix of the skin tone of the female will identify her as, to those of you who know of the drow, will identify her as a drow, and she looks to you specifically, Blink, casting a very brief but exacting glance over your party, your entourage, and her, not that you thought it was possible, but her mouth will curl into a far more wicked grin, as if welcoming a change of target. And without missing a beat, she will turn a portion of her fury upon you by saying, "And who might you be?"
Why, I am Javai. And who is this ray of sunshine I am talking to on this beautiful sun-setting night?
Oh, you're quite lucky that the sun still sets. For if it had already gone dark, well, there wouldn't be any sunshine left in me. She taps her staff firmly against the ground, and it's enough of a magical sort of wave to sort of fluff your hair and send electricity through the top layer of your skin. Not enough to do anything other than make you mildly uncomfortable, and thankfully not enough to disrupt your magical guise. But certainly is meant to, you can tell that it's almost like an ego move, meant to clearly establish who's got more power here. And as she does so, as if not even realizing that she did it, she says, "I am an inquisitor of His Majesty the King. I am here to see to the end of a magic problem. And you, elves, Lord Javai, seem to have a magic problem."
Yes, Inquisitor. I do seem to have a magic problem.
Darax can hear this.
Yeah, I would say everybody in the party can hear this because you guys have all stopped moving, so you would have naturally.
Narath
Hungry
doesn't
to
know,
declare.
but Darax was told by the egg, never hand me over to the Inquisitor.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, everybody heard her call herself an inquisitor. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not handing the egg to anyone. He's calling her the magic problem.
Yes. I gathered that. Is that why you are walking away from your isle, Lord Javai? fleeing a problem you created, perhaps.
You see, my visitor, if we were fleeing, we would be moving much faster and maybe over the water. But no, my friends here are simply joining me. If you can call them friends, of course, I don't have too many of those.
Huh.
I would like to keep walking, if I may.
In Draconic, so just because I don't want to type this out. Darks will say to Narath, "Is it so usual for smooth-skinned females to speak in such an abrasive and ugly manner to their superiors?"
Darix, how quiet are you being?
He's not. He's just speaking in
But
Draconic.
he's speaking in Draconic, so she might be translating it though.
Draconic, oh god.
He doesn't know.
Narath doesn't know
Oh,
either, so
no.
he says, "Most are more pleasant than this bitch."
Oh no!
Roll initiative.
Right. No. So I think playing the character. So we all hear them talking, right?
Yeah, you
they're
hear
Draconic.
them talking, and you
Yeah,
see
yeah,
the Inquisitor's eyes lock, her grin grow
Yeah, so
even more disgusting.
as they were talking, and probably before they can finish their sentence, but still, without even turning his head, he's Javai is just going to say very sharply, "Silence, slaves!
Oh,
I am talking."
Oh shit!
Norris does not have a look on his face.
You don't have a choice, buddy.
He does not, yeah, he knows this, but he's very expressive. So for a few seconds before he manages to control his facial features, he has a look of complete disgust.
Is slavery legal in this city?
It depends on what you're enslaving.
Yeah.
Okay, yes,
For
is
you two, it is.
slavery legal for Draconin in this city?
Oh my god, so
Well,
funny.
after what you two just said, I don't know if she's gonna care to.
Dude, Silas,
It's probably like good.
Silas has like the German corner smirk.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So after he says that, Javai is going to say, "Sorry for those two, Inquisitor. Where were we?"
We were talking over your magic problem, but it seems you also have a servant problem. Need I remind you that, as fitting as it would be for those two, we do not tolerate slavery in this area.
Yes, you are correct. They are paid well. Paid well.
Narath will pipe up at this and say, "I better be paid well. I am an artificer of my abilities that never comes cheap, but here you are, holding up rent. And we get moving."
Darks, at hearing that he would make a fine slave, he snarls. He's like, it's the most loud, aggressive shit you have ever heard. He is not happy at all.
Silas, you'll notice a sudden twinkle in that orb, the sort of facade of the staff, the oculus of the staff, rather, sort of winking into a very rich magenta color. And the beginnings of the magics required for hold person will begin to flash before your eyes. Though the spell does not immediately discharge, as this woman says, "Do you need a muzzle?"
Ooh.
Addressing you, Dara.
Oh,
There's speaking for Darks.
Yeah,
Speaking
somebody,
for
you better speak before he does. You better
Speaking
speak
for the
before
angry
he
draconian.
does.
Javai is going to say, servant or not, he is within my. What would be the word? He's within my presence. We do not
He
need
works
to
for
take
me.
any angry action here.
She'll take one sort of step closer to, as if to get a better look at the rest of the motley crew you have assembled, and gesturing towards the unconscious elf in Ashtorium's grasp, she will say, "What's his story?"
Yes, the Slayer. He is very tired. We had him in a rigorous training exercise against his fellow guards. We are going to carry him to a nearby tavern to celebrate his success once he awakens, as is tradition.
Tradition. She turns the word over in her mouth, looking at you with this massive grin still splayed across her face, as she follows up by asking, "The elven wine's not good enough anymore."
It wasn't his idea, Norath will pipe up. If you look at the mutt behind us, he insists that after such a fine show that something harder goes down his stomach. I wouldn't be one to disagree. Just look at the rabbit thing.
Damn, Ro catching strays.
At that, Ro tries to look more intimidating and a little bit aggressive, you know.
Okay, let's see
Little bit
that.
of growl.
We got to see that intimidation check, homie.
Okay.
Can you have
See, let's
assisted?
be honest.
Because I'm bigging him
I'm-
up.
Oh,
Yeah. He's assisted. Roll again.
He's a puppy.
Oh, what a
I
good
assisted this
boy!
man.
I think that 4 is canonical.
I assisted him. He's assisted.
How are you
Yeah,
assisting
like-
him?
I was
get the
bigging
assist.
him up, like look at him, he's got these,
Yeah.
you know.
Let's see what
All
happens
right,
if you roll it again.
Let's see the 3.
Okay, I'll roll again and I get a 10.
Mid, yeah. You're not a puppy. You just look like a dude.
Yeah, you're just a big dog. You just,
Yeah. I mean, you know, big
While
dog's good enough, right?
the Inquisitor doesn't seem very impressed, but she moves to gather more data for her case and says to Javai, "Does that mean you'll be staying at one of the nearby taverns? The Bounty Lass, perhaps?"
Is that the name of the tavern we're going to?
Yeah.
Dude, I wish I knew the proper D&D term for "Do you have a fucking warrant?"
Silas will,
Silas can speak up first, I suppose.
as she asks that question, Silas will try to subtly cast message to you, Blink, and he will say into your mind, "Give her the name of another tavern in case she comes looking for us tonight."
Do I know the name of another tavern?
No.
He's been here his whole life. Surely he's killed someone at another tavern.
Well,
He's sheltered.
the Bounty Lass is the closest tavern. There is one further up the road. In the northern part of Woe's Way, that's just simply titled the Grey Brew, which is pretty close to where the shipping warehouse is.
Ah.
I don't think it's wise to lie, but I wasn't in on the
How
message.
are we going to
so-
explain the crate?
She hasn't even
All
gotten
right,
to the crate.
boys.
Wrath has that covered, okay?
Hold on.
Wrath has that covered.
So it's called the Grey Brew, and it's near the shipping shit.
Yeah, it's for where the halfsmiths.
All right.
are.
Responding to the message in his mind, he's gonna say to Silas, "We are not going to the Bounty Lass anymore. I have a plan. And he's going to say aloud, yes, Inquisitor, we will indeed be staying near the Bounty Lass tonight.
She almost cocks her head at your answer and then says, and your reason is a celebration of training performance.
Yes, if that's no problem.
Is Silas standing sort of close?
It would be me and Ashtorium flanking either side of Blink. So I don't know how much space is between us and the cart.
Yeah, well, by this point, you guys are pretty close together. It doesn't look like it on the map, but I would say you guys are
Narath
within like 10 feet, 5 feet.
Will purposely whisper loud enough that it's not like a good whisper, and say, "This bundle of sticks, this bundle of sticks, relationship is delaying us too much."
That wasn't in Russian.
You know I can't say the word.
No, not that, part.
Wasn't in Russian. That wasn't in Russian.
It just means you didn't have your accent on.
I just realized what you meant by that. This messed up, man.
He says that loud, like trying to pretend that he's whispering, but loud enough that like people can hear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's his cover story. He's trying to lay a alibi or whatever.
Silas will give a half glance back to you and cast message, and you'll hear in your mind, I believe this is one situation where we want as little attention as possible. It may be an inconvenience, but if we can get past it, we'll be further in the clear.
He will respond with his mind. We need to come up with an excuse for this crate if she asks. My idea is that I am an artificer on draconic artifacts, on draconic artwork, and that I'm simply bringing my work with me because my idiot boss is insisting on slinking off.
I'll respond again with a message, and Silas will say, that's not a bad idea. You can say that this is perhaps an art project that you are selling to Javai.
He will respond, yes. This will be our story.
So while that messaging is happening,
The shit story.
you guys have come up with a very interesting cover story.
This is a better story than, oh yeah, we're gonna go drinking with some low-level guard as an elven noble and a bunch of fucking foreigners.
Random.
I mean, the cover story is either this or me casting magic missile in her face.
I can cover her body
10
with
health.
stab wounds.
I mean, I could have Rose
I have
demands
10 health.
to drink. I see
I
him there.
Derek's is curious. Derek's is actually curious. And while he obviously has no idea what's happening, but he will actually speak up in common, because White Draconian have Inquisitors, but obviously they perform different tasks than this lady. So he will ask her, to what deity do you serve, Inquisitor?
Why are we autisming the big lady?
We just need to get out of here.
Listen, he wants to know. Can she be
She's gonna be
trusted?
like, yeah. What is
Come on, I don't think so, but
What? He don't
you haven't
know
learned
that?
that yet.
He don't know.
Ro
She
doesn't
asked
know
if you
much.
needed a
Probably
muscle,
knows
bro.
how
What the
great.
fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
yes,
he's
it's very insulting. But everyone here is They're beneath him. They're rude. They have no culture, no education. They're just lesser creatures. So yeah, of course she
Clash
would
of
act
races.
out. Yeah, So
There's an
Her-
egg here, though. That changes the context of everything.
yes,
I'd
it
say
does.
that its presence would make you a lot more, wary.
Yes. Well, that's even more of a reason to ask her what God do you serve? Because if it's a bad one, okay, well, even more of a reason I shouldn't talk to you.
This egg better fucking restore some spell slots because we are not winning this fight.
I'm
I'm telling
pretty
you.
sure we're all about to die, actually.
Don't speak
Yeah.
too soon.
Yeah.
All right.
Like Narath is thinking about, well, if I push the egg into the water, I can jump in.
Hey, man, we saw what the egg did to that one random demon. It just has to do that again.
Yeah, that is true. It could just zap her to death, I guess.
Please don't make the poor, suffering baby dragon, like.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I
more.
don't want to, but also it's probably the only way we're all making it out of here alive.
That poor suffering baby dragon egg can one hit kill anybody in this party. So
Yes, this is true, but it's scarred enough.
Let's see what's the response is, because autism.
Did
Yes,
Blink ask
right.
for anything in particular before the message conversation happened?
I asked. So I said. She asked for that. She was like kind of like reaffirming the question of it's
Yeah.
for a training celebration,
Yeah.
and I said, "Yes, if that's okay,
Right.
we'll be on our way now."
Yeah,
essentially.
and then okay, and then
And then all
Darix
the
asked
messaging
his other
happening.
question in the middle of that message. Okay,
Yeah.
so while still having her eyes locked on Blinks, the response to Darix's question does come from the Inquisitor. I don't believe one who looks and talks such as you has even heard of the deity to which I pledge. Right now I act not as servant of a deity, but servant to a king. Maybe that's a bonding we can all share. The lot of us, servants. Except for you, right, Javai?
I suppose, although I struggle to call my robot here a servant. He is more so just a robot.
Boy.
She'll look Ashtorium over, and you guys will hear what sounds like a nervous cough in a Scottish accent.
In a Scottish cough.
yeah, Scottish cop.
Yeah. Then she'll say, "How quaint." Looking over the rest of you one more time, the Inquisitor says, "Lord Javai, there has been an immense fluctuation of arcane energy coming from your isle. If you have no explanation for me, I am afraid I will not be able to allow you passage."
Narath will quip and say, God damn it, Elf. If I am not to be paid today, then I insist that we end our contract here and you let me fucking pass.
She will narrow her eyes towards Narath, with her grin still not subsiding, and say, "None of you are allowed to pass without my agreement." And setting her eyes back to Blink, she will say, "An explanation would be most welcome."
I suppose. I wouldn't say you deserve it, but if it makes this go much, much faster, I suppose I can give you one. You see, we have had many elvish visitors, and they bring their many artifacts for a kind of get-together, I suppose. Why, I met one before I left. Everistus.
From the north.
He is very friendly. He brings artifacts. And he is not the only one. So I suppose that is the main magical influx that you would have felt.
She's almost like looking over you expectantly, and her eyes are going to, like, her eyebrows will rise as you finish talking, and as if she doesn't expect that to be the end of the explanation. And if you don't respond for a moment, she will reply. Reply. I don't know if Javai plans to say it.
Probably start yelling.
I do have more to say that it will add concrete to the mix, but I figured I let her get mad or something first.
Why?
Because he's
Because
Javai.
it's fun.
You have
'Cause
done nothing but try and make her mad. So shush.
I have not tried to make her mad. I have tried to make up excuses for part of the party to escape with the egg while you do your lying. So that when it inevitably backfires, the egg is safe.
You called her a bitch.
Yeah, but he didn't.
He
know
still
that
doesn't
she
know
said
that she
stuff
can
with
speak
Draconic. He
Draconian.
doesn't.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
you
why
did
would
it.
we
Now, she didn't
expect any of
respond
them
to
to
him
do that
saying
either?
shots
You
for
know,
Derek,
like
so.
All right, what does Big Bad say?
The Inquisitor, seeing that there is no further information, will speak, turn her pitch to Elven, language that you and Silas will understand. Blink. And does Ashtorium speak Elven? I can't remember.
I believe so.
Oh yeah, he does speak Elvish. Yeah. So you three will understand. And she will say, I trust that at least some of your entourage can understand me. Yet I can tell by the reactions of those oafs in the back that they do not comprehend my words. So, describe your entourage, your servants, and your robot.
With a
Dark doesn't understand her words, but he understands her tone.
with a chuckle, he'll again the pompous asshole chuckle.
Yeah.
He'll say, back in Elvish, of course. Yes, I suppose for a little bit of transparency, my human friend to my right, and my robot, of course, can understand. Speaking of oafs, our knoll in the back, his name is Ro. I don't know too much about where he came from, but he is a very troubled individual. And as powerful as I am, it's not worth it to get on his bad side. As for the younger Draconin, his name is Darax. He seems naive about certain things, but, and dare I say it, seems to have a good heart. The older one, Narath, again, do not know much about his origins, and unlike Darax, it is hard to tell of the nature of his heart. But he is here, and like he has said, a talented artificer that I have contracted. Silas, the human, very powerful within magic, a powerful bodyguard of sorts. And of course, my robot, Ashtorium. Probably the most pure of us all, and I don't know if that's necessarily because he's a robot or just the way he operates. And I'm sure someone as important as yourself knows enough about someone as important as me.
Nice dig. I like it.
Her face seems to have only shifted when you spoke Narath's name and described him, but for everyone else, she either had or quickly regained a more placid demeanor as she comprehends your words and, still looking you in the eyes, will say, in Draconic, much to the surprise of Narath and Darix. Actually, hold on 1 second.
Oh, he's gonna type it at us.
Oh shit.
So,
I'm sorry,
still
you have to
looking
tell me what
towards.
he said in Elvish.
What did you say?
No, I was metagaming.
Oh, looking towards, still with her gaze on Blink, the unfamiliar tone, audible only to Narath and Darix. She will say, as the architect of the Black Nexus incorporated another Draconin into his fold.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
I don't know who that
Oh
is.
shit. Oh shit. It's Jover. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god.
She serves the same lich, does she?
Okay. Narath does not turn white, but he says in Draconic. Careful now. I do not wish to have to bring more body. I do not wish to have to make bodies hit the floor.
Derek's is like, he looks at him, he looks at her, he looks at him, he looks at her, and
He's
he
like,
says,
what the fuck?
he says in Draconic, what is this she speaks of? And then he looks at her and he says, what does he say? He says, why are you this way?
Why are you
Narath
mad
will
at-
hold up a finger to Darax and he will respond in Draconic again. If you wish to make it out of this alive, Darax, and with your soul intact, you will let me do the talking from now until we are free.
Oh
Do you
no,
understand? And that's an
no,
intimidation check.
no,
Aw,
he does not understand. Does not. It doesn't. I don't think it passes my what's it called? Do I have to roll even though I have a 13 and intimidation or whatever?
You can roll your charisma if you want, but I think,
It's 17.
yeah, you've got a +3 modifier and base is 10. I can't remember. I don't think we did something for this for intimidation. We did insight for deception, but I don't think we
right.
did a counter for intimidation.
Okay. All right. Well, hope it doesn't suck like last time.
Yeah, it was a charisma saving throw.
Damn, dude.
Oh,
Every
shit.
time I use my charisma, it just sucks. I
Well,
made
it's
a
just
charisma
party
of 15.
Narath
Intimidation
can only
check.
intimidate the party. Yeah, he can't intimidate the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
I,
running gag so
To be
far.
to be fair, the scary woman just said a bunch of shit that he doesn't understand. Narath just perfectly understood it and said, "Am I gonna have to kill everybody here, woman?"
Yeah, but I feel like normally
And then-
Derek's
and then that
response
guy-
would just be to mace you.
Yeah, Derek is not like afraid of you. He's killed like a slew of people by now. He's
Okay.
you don't frighten
But you've
him.
also seen that he cares about the egg deeply. Very
Yes,
deeply,
I would
to
I
the
would
point
I would
that
say
he-
that based on what I'm seeing here, the intimidation wouldn't be to cow Darix. It would almost instead be like such a strange, erroneous signal from what Narath normally acts that even if you don't want to roleplay Darix as being afraid, it can almost be like jarring, like a shock to the system, that he's like, oh shit, like Narath is really trying to.
Yeah. This is a very unusual situation.
Yeah, like Narath is really trying to get something through to me, and so if nothing else, that would be one of those situations. And that was said in Draconic, right?
Yeah, I think
Yes,
so.
it was all said
Yeah.
in Draconic.
Yeah. So if you
Darix-
want Darix to say anything in response, just keep those kinds of things in mind, I would say.
Yeah, okay. He's really sick and tired of being talked down to by everybody. It's really pissing him off. But he's thrown off, and he'll just relent. And if he has to kill people, he feels nothing right now. He just wants to protect the egg. And if he's got to kill everybody in the city to do it, he'll do it. So that's where we're at.
The woman's grin has entirely vanished at this point, and instead she's got a scowl, perhaps more unnerving than her strange sadistic expression from before, as now she seems fully locked in, entirely focused, as if the stakes have suddenly changed. That's my I didn't mean to type that as Darix, but that was my response to what Silas had asked about. Clearly has recognized certain key details. So Silas, it would be safe to say that you understand that she has knowledge that you do not, even let alone what she's how she's acting or whatever.
Do I recognize that too?
Yeah, I would say clearly she's speaking in a tongue you don't understand that apparently Narath and Darix do, so she's clearly got some angle that you're not considering. And without really an opportunity for anybody else to say anything, the Inquisitor will once again tap her staff into the ground, and the men to her sides, the many guards that flank her, will step to attention as if suddenly in a marching pose. And she will say to you, Lord Javai, your magic problem spreads deeper. But I cannot deny you passage. So go.
Javai will look her up and down, and look at all the theatrics with these faceless men, and will say, "Yes, Inquisitor." And after saying those two words, he will look forward to move. And as he walks away, he will say, "I believe it does go deeper." And he'll start walking.
All right. So I'm gonna, have you guys move forward and basically like through this sort of flank of different guards as you guys wheel through. If there's anything any party member wishes to say to the Inquisitor along the way, all you'll notice is that she's got eyes locked on Narath the whole time.
As they are out of earshot of the Inquisitor?
That'll be some time, so.
Okay, never mind.
Well,
like out of earshot for a whisper
as he passes by.
Rose, what doing now?
He's gonna growl slightly as he walks by.
Okay.
Ashparian will bow slightly.
Oh.
Darix will say in Draconic.
Oh no!
as he walks by.
She speaks Draconic.
Yeah, he does. He does. Perhaps if you worked on your attitude, you'd find a mate. That's just go by.
No. Oh, psychopath.
Narath stays quiet because he's ahead of Darax. So before Darax's insult, because God, if Narath heard that and was behind, he will noticeably stand up taller, no longer doing "I'm the old man" sort of thing. I'm harmless, all that. He is trying to look as much of as a predator as possible.
Yeah.
Here, flaring out his side spikes, making a show of standing at his full gait, with the withered features and all that, and just glaring at every guard that he walks past, and also the Inquisitor.
Okay. Darex, please make a charisma saving throw.
Oh,
Man,
shit.
I love it when I do this.
You're
All right.
you're hold person, bro. Your
I,
mouth is muzzled. Thank
uh,
God.
He's about to muzzle you.
He's gone.
please, once in a while,
Thank eternity.
my charisma, please, bro, don't suck. I don't want it to suck. All right, I'm not gonna look. I'm gonna know by how everybody reacts. I can't bear to look. I can't. I'm rolling.
Wait, do you have a higher check in persuasion?
What is it?
It's pretty mid.
It's mid. It's 11. We don't die.
I have a 15 in persuasion and a 17 in charisma. So
Oh, then a
I don't.
13.
I've never once rolled a 17. So that's pretty cool. Rip.
There's a sudden, sharp sort of like pain immediately responding your words, but it doesn't come externally. It's internal, something in your mind. A grunt, a sound of pain, not your own. It's Kenakon. Seems he caught the brunt of whatever psychic force was whipped towards you in response to your words.
Do I know what it was? Or I just hear him grunt?
You
And I don't know
know
what
that there was pain and that you felt some of it, and that there's more audible enough to evoke a audible sound.
Sounds like a
from,
psychic attack.
Yeah, from the warrior in your mind. So
And Kenakon is protecting you.
something of the sort. So, and then Ro just snarls. Ro, you don't have to make a charisma saving throw. She's not worried about you. All right.
More bad about somebody making jokes about her not finding a mate.
I know, that's what's really funny. That's what's really funny. Like, oh no.
I'm sure Kenakon is feeling pain and all, but like, damn, bro, you were right.
Yeah, see? She proved Dareth's point.
Blink, you need to make a charisma save. No.
I think you don't know Drow if you think this is outside of the normal behavior.
Well, no, he doesn't know. All he knows. Speaking of, once they're moved out of the way, he's going to ask the Wrath in comment, like loud enough for everybody to hear. Do the smooth skins have as many colors as Draconin here?
Before anybody answers that question, I just want to say that there will be, like, very quickly after you move, a half scream of the elf that had been being berated when you walked in. And if any of you choose to look behind you, there will be viscera where that elf once stood, and the royal guards will have begun marching across the bridge.
Oh shit! Yeah, Ro definitely looked back.
Yeah, there's no reason
The
not
Wrath
to
looked back for a
so-
moment, but then just looked straight ahead, as if nothing odd was happening.
How many guards are there?
Like I said, it's like a whole flank
It's a
on both
lot.
sides, right? So it's like 40 guards on either side of her.
Yeah, I would guess dozens.
We could take them.
No, you guys could not
yeah.
have taken. I tried to make it very obvious when I said there's like countless guards clad in red and
Yeah,
black.
no, well, especially at this point.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're all pretty battered. So
yeah.
Victoria will suck the energy from the egg.
You're saying,
Just
All right,
spam.
well,
And then on top
while-
of that, she seems to be not a pushover of a caster either.
you're saying there's countless guards to a bunch of people who don't know how to count. So it seems legit for us.
while they so while they
Look, if it's too
moved
many to
across the
count, Ro
bridge,
can't fight them.
Javai, it's this other tavern. It's walking distance.
it would be a long walk. You get there after sunset.
Fuck.
Let's just go to the tavern that we said we're gonna go to, because there's no way in Darax is going to go for a long walk without getting an answer out of Naranth.
Yeah,
if we-
I don't care. that's not the precedent right now, man. No.
Nah,
From your
it's fine.
perspective, the lady started
Mhm.
talking in Draconic. Narath responded. Darax got angry for a second.
Yeah, so from my
Narath
perspective,
did like a shush motion.
that lady has 80
then-
guards, and she thinks we're going to be at the Bounty Last. She's about to walk into a manor that's going to be empty and full of dead viscera bodies. Where do you think
Mhm.
she's going to go?
That's
Yeah,
true.
dude,
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
Jesus
Here's the
Christ.
thing. Blink. All you have to do is you just have to figure out how to turn the rest of us into changelings, and then we can just disappear.
True.
Splinter
All right,
smiles at this comment.
Yes, yeah, for sure. So as they leave, Javai is going to turn back to the party and say, I suppose we need to take a longer walk. We need to get through this. Get to what was it called?
The Grey Brew.
The Grey Brew. There's a tavern up ahead called the Grey Brew. It is better fitted than the place we said we were going to be, especially after they raid the manor and come looking for answers.
Narath will nod and say, "Yes, it is best we put as much space between ourselves and that woman as is possible."
It might be a good idea if we wore hoods and tried to, not be so easily identified as we walk through the rest of the city.
Narath's wearing a hood, I think.
Well,
feel
was
like
did he have it
Guys are
drawn?
Gigantic monsters.
You
How
did
are
not,
we
but
gonna-
he will put up his
you guys do have 7 feet tall monsters.
Yeah,
I would
we
have
are fucking huge.
I would have like extra cloaks with me, right? Because I need the extra I would have like tall cloaks
You have a bunch of
because of the fact that I'm,
disguises, yeah.
yeah. So would those be on me, or would those be left in my room?
They'd be in the room.
Yeah, I feel like those would be. How close are we to the Bounty Last?
You guys
Did
will
we
be
pick
there.
up my
within-
horse along the way, or
You can retrieve it from the stable next to the Bounty Lass if you want. Yeah.
okay, yeah, we'll do that.
All right, so
Passing
at,
by the
at
Bounty Last,
Rose,
we'll get
at Rose's idea to be stealthy, Javai is gonna say, "Yes, that is a good idea. We stop at the Bounty Lass. I go in as our friendly Nick. Get in my room. I have many large cloaks, as I am my unique circumstances that will fit most of you just fine, I'm sure. That way we can get our horses, whoever has one, and move as quickly as possible."
You also had a horse, so this
I
is good.
do.
We have 2 horses. We can probably transport the egg like that.
Yeah, dude, that manor's fucking blown up.
Yeah,
I was
we're-
just
we have
responding
get
to
the
what
fuck out of
Silas
that.
mentioned because I forgot to type that out earlier.
Oh shit!
All right, so yeah, we're bounty lassing. As we approach, Javai's gonna say, is gonna turn back and say, "I suggest some of us, some of our bigger characters, stay with the stables, especially you, Ashtorium. I do not know what this ragtag group of people who attend this bar will think when they see such a valuable character."
I like the idea that you look at all the big characters here and then you say, especially you, Ashton.
Yeah, he's the
Yeah,
biggest, bro.
not Roe.
Wait, I just
Oh my
realized Ashtorium's a tall dwarf.
He is the 12th.
Oh my god.
Which means, when you said the odds of meeting a tall dwarf to describe the odds of potentially
You
getting
don't know
a
that
corrupted white draconin, no? You're saying it's not
It's
impossible.
not 0.
Yeah.
Well, Narath, that's actually true though. Narath doesn't believe it's not 0. So
Yeah.
So effective.
Silas, if you want to try to
There's
recognize
Norm.
the incantation, you can try and roll Arcana, but it'll be difficult from this range. You don't know it.
It's Fireball.
That doesn't take that much time.
Like, I think she's actually casting Scry to see what kind of shit we were talking after he walked away. But I don't know that.
You don't know that. All right, so you guys are approaching the tavern. Did anybody disagree with the larger characters and Ashtorium standing by the stables?
I'd imagine, yeah, we
Uh,
go to the stables first, probably, right?
Yeah. Retrieve
Yeah,
the
so-
horse.
Ro says, Ashtorium, I have much experience with staying in stables. I believe you will find it to be a very comfortable experience.
Would Ashtorium have a horse?
Well, he
Yeah,
came
but-
here ahead of time, so he probably would have stored one in there. What do you think, Ashtorium?
Robot on horse?
He's not gonna walk everywhere.
I
Yeah.
figured, yeah. So you'll take you'll have your horse with fucking Harlot Man.
There you go.
What does
Well,
Ashtorium
the-
think about Harlot?
Yeah, I guess that's a good question.
He's a worthy rival.
All right. So as we're in the stable and no outsiders are looking at Javai, he'll turn back into Nick.
Okay. Will you do so before going to this? Ugh. Will you do so before going to the to the stable because you left your horse there as Nick? What are you doing?
Yeah, like whenever like there's an alleyway or something. You know?
Yeah. Okay. So you leave one way, come out looking another way, and you're gonna stride over there. The sun is definitely starting to wane now, and we'll say that while you guys are sort of traveling in a moment of darkness away from prying eyes, you'll hear a telltale voice pipe up from Ashtorium. I can't believe there's a drow.
What is a
How
drow?
do I know of Drow?
You would know that they are not commonly associated with human royalty, and to see one puppeted as an inquisitor is very surprising and uncommon in your travels.
Among other things.
That would be
Dude, I can't wait
interesting.
till I get the hit to kill the king and I get to be that inquisitor. You guys are so fucked.
What is and
it's
they
the
ask you
king.
for any magical trick and you can't do
Yeah,
it?
and then you can't do it.
I'm tired.
That is
I'm too
bananas.
tired to do magic.
All I have to do is just come in looking fucking bruised and battered and beat up, and they're just like, "What the hell happened?" And then, like, as the king who really likes me comes up to me, I just stab him in the throat.
Oh. Interesting.
Ah, my favorite magical mistress.
The
I
real
like the dark.
the real Chad move would be like, "Oh, hey man, what's wrong? Ah, shit, bro, I just got to cast power word kill."
Yeah, with my sword.
Dude, maybe it works out if I become an arcane trickster instead of a fucking assassin. Although I would never do that. But
Yeah. That's the equivalent of you don't know that, basically, but you won't do
Yeah,
that.
ex-
Yeah.
exactly.
All right, do we get our disguises and all that jazz?
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotta
You gotta
talk
go
to.
to the-
Oh,
you gotta go
I
to the
don't. I
inn.
don't. Yeah, I gotta
gonna
talk to
tell
that
them,
chick
but-
again,
The
or
bounty
completely
line.
ignore her and act like I've never been there.
Well,
Narath is also going to go to the stables and get his horse,
sure.
trying to avoid Derek's.
Yeah, please, like, dude, Nick slash Javai slash Blink has made it very clear that there needs to be no one else in that fucking inn other than him. Anyone else, except maybe Narath because he's been there once. It will just make it a
Silas
lot
was in
harder.
there too.
I have a room
Yeah,
there.
Yeah,
Silas.
Narath and
Bribe-
Silas are.
No, Narath and Silas obviously can, but
Yeah.
like they just don't need
Me and
to be,
Darek
you know what I mean?
probably
like,
shouldn't.
like Silas is a human, but like anytime you bring a Draconin anywhere, it's probably just a lot of unwanted eyes.
Yeah, a lot of them were kind of like looking at Narath like, oh, that's weird, interesting.
Yeah, so just
Um,
chill with the horsies, bro.
On the way to the tavern, Silas would like to pipe up to the party and say, based on our previous interrogations, it was clear that there were some of the populace who were unhappy with the current elven regime. With a bit of coin, we may be able to convince them to warn us of any prying eyes while we were staying at the tavern.
A wise course of action, Silas. If you acquire more funds, I will cover it. Just tell me the price.
That is
Yes.
But it will
appreciated.
be your face that negotiates such a bargain.
Yes, when we reach the Grey Brew, we will figure that out.
It would probably be wise if we all headed to the other tavern separately. Or at least in smaller groups.
Norath will say, at this, we must transport the egg there, and I do not wish to be ambushed if that bitch changes her mind. Best to stick together for now.
Derek says, "What is this black nexus?"
Responding in harsh draconic, Norath will say, I swear on all of my honor that I will explain to you everything at the tavern. Patience. But I require patience until then, young blood.
Once we're a little ways down the road, Silas will look back to see if we're being followed.
All right. While there's nothing immediately obvious, a perception check wouldn't hurt.
Wait, did we stop at the tavern? I'm confused.
He's just talking
Yeah, we're
about like in
stopping at the-
general. He's
okay.
trying to see what if there's.
We have
anything
not
there.
yet stopped at the tavern. That's what I
Yeah.
figured.
Yeah. You guys are about to get there now. From like, well, who's going to the tavern, right? Because we were just discussing.
I
it.
am.
Is it you and Silas?
Norath's going as well.
Silas,
You're-
Oh,
you're
wait,
so
he's just
cool.
getting his horse. So
Yeah.
that's not required. He'll get his horse. Because he carries all his shit on him.
Yeah.
He's not trusting enough to leave his shit at a tavern.
Okay. So Silas, you don't notice any untoward characters moving throughout the waning sunlight. And it seems you and
Okay.
Blink are the only ones heading towards the tavern while everyone else remains at the stables and awaits your return.
I'll tug on Blink's sleeve, and I will try to subtly gesture and say, take a look back before we enter, and make sure there are none who follow us.
As far as you can tell, Blink,
I got a
the coast
5.
is clear.
Savage.
Oh, shit.
Norath will say to Ashtorium, since your master will be changing shape yet again to something more fitting, make sure you knock out the elf whenever he wakes up.
No.
Keep him knocked out.
No
Well,
way.
you
Ashtorian
guys have
listens
done-
to this fucking idiot.
You
right?
guys have done this before with elves, so this wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, we have experience. You hold their neck in a certain way, they go lights out. It's
There's
the
no way
longer, too
Ashtorian
much
listens
blood
to him.
flow
He's not Blink.
Ashtorian will look to Blink.
Blink's not there. Blink went to the tavern.
Yeah, I already
Oh.
left.
Yeah.
Bro. Yeah, it's up to
there.
you.
Use your own initiative.
Oh.
I just spoke to you.
You have to use your own brain. Your own robot brain. Or maybe you can ask the dwarf.
Ashtorian will just nod and just pass the buck down the road, kick
Yeah.
the can down the road, so to speak.
Perfect.
Thank God. All right, dude. Give me in that tavern.
Alrighty. So with that, let's go to oh boy, what has happened? Oh, I know what happened here. So you guys are heading in the direction of, or you guys are entering into the tavern. So I would then say, you guys are going to walk in, just the two of you. It'll be, since it's late at night, there will be more. There will be more patrons at the bar than perhaps the last time you came in. It'll be a bit more on the bustly side, and there will even be what looks to be the only one that's like immediately out of place. Perhaps is like a sort of sea stench dwarf that is enjoying many cups of ale. So let me bring you two into the room here in just a
Oh my
moment.
god. It's
Many
Jason's
cups of
captain.
ale. Oh no, he's dead.
It wouldn't be the first time
maybe-
something dead has come
Maybe
back.
he was a business associate. Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to pull specifically Free Crow and my homie to the scene. And I will
Said the
unpause
silver
the
lacy was on the
game.
golden line.
All right, and I'll hide.
There's a lot of
these
people here.
two. Oh wait. Yeah, it's just the, you know, the homie.
Did I ever? I don't remember. Did we ever figure out if this guard out here is an elf or a man?
He's a man, human.
All right, that's cool. Dude, these people have no idea. I just massacred half a manor. That's cool.
That's right. You're returning to your old stomping grounds. I'll,
All right.
10 sessions ago.
Yeah. Nick's walking in confidently. And by confident, I mean he's going to walk in, he's going to evaluate who's in the place, and he's going to immediately try and walk upstairs.
As we walk in, Silas will also be looking for any reactions or glances or facial expressions.
Okay. Well, why don't Silas, if you want to give me another perception check. As you two walk in, there will be the cheery greeting from the proprietor of this establishment. Welcome back to the Bounty Lass. It's been just a few hours since you departed. Isn't that right?
What was her name again? It was Nancy.
Yes, but she... yes, that's fine.
So with
That was her name, right?
Yeah.
With a nat 1, Silas is just staring at Nancy.
Oh my god. He got a nat 1. I didn't realize because it was a 6.
That's
Holy shit.
pretty impressive, that one.
Did anyone else look at me when I walked in with my roll of 16?
What did you... So the dwarf is very much staring into his like 6th mug of ale. The couple of other men and women are just kind of enjoying their own drinks or meals, as it were. And it seems like people are getting ready to leave for the night as they've, or like finish up, and this is like their dinner or evening drink, as it were. And it seems like business will soon be waning. That's what you can gather, but it doesn't seem like anybody really acknowledged you.
So Blink kind of standing at the base of the stairwell, he's kind of got like a hand on the railing almost, like he's getting ready to go up. He's going to say, "Yes, Nancy, it has only been a few hours, but it has felt much longer than that. How has business been?"
Steady, and she gestures to the patrons. But I would expect nothing less, at least not on a work day. These fine folk will be headed home soon, so don't mind any disturbances if you're heading upstairs to your room for an early shut-in.
Yes, I may be in and out, but I will be back sooner than later. Thank you again, Nancy.
Cheers. And she'll set her eyes to you, Silas, and say, you can just hold on for a second there. I'll move you. Well, you'll probably just theater remind the top floor if you don't mind.
That's whatever's easiest.
Yeah. So she'll look to you, Silas, and say, "And you? Can I get you anything?"
Indeed, wouldn't mind a drink, and have I missed anything good in the last few hours?
She'll fetch you a cup and say, "Will that be an ale or a water?"
I'll take an ale.
As she sets down the yet another mug, there will be a loud belch from the dwarf that smells of the sea, and he'll sort of like wipe his face and say, "Good choice," and get back to a seventh mug. And Nancy will say to you, "Well, other than the hubbub that was going down moments ago, I'd say it was an uneventful day. I'm quite surprised between you and I that I have so many loyal patrons that they didn't hightail it out of here at the first sign of a royal inquisitor, but oh, such is life. They come around once and again. I think they're just ginning up fear over tax collectors. We'll hand over our gold coins, that we had any, a little bit easier, so long as the inquisitors show their face once in a while. Don't you agree?"
Well, and Silas will kind of glance between the patrons near him and then back to the waitress, and he'll say, I think I speak for any of us when I say that the only thing those inquisitors inquisit is the weight of their wallet.
Got him.
There will be
Yeah, I
a
got 'em.
There will be a hearty chuckle from the oversized man to your immediate right as the woman from further beyond him will be like smirking but doing so quietly, and there will be a little lilt of a laugh coming from Nancy as she leans against the counter a little bit and says, "Oh, that's exactly what I was thinking. Always filling their own coin purses."
If you don't mind, were they after anything in particular, or just coin as usual?
Well, their cover story was something about those elves over yonder, and she'll gesture vaguely in the direction of the where you just came from. Talking about how visitors from other cities and faraway lands may have brought with them trouble that we could barely comprehend. What I could barely comprehend was that woman's accent.
Beast, 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 beast.
I had my compatriots and I had a bit of a run-in with her ourselves, and I must admit that she was not the most pleasant type.
Oh, no way. You had to deal with her too? That Inquisitor, Marissa her name, I believe. She's been around long enough for at least this old lady to remember her. And not good memories either. Certainly seems to pack a punch, and while I admire that in a lady, I must say I'm not very pleased with who she chooses to let that force out on sometimes.
Well, I would say myself that a show of force here is unnecessary. A place of camaraderie and drink is no place for blade and might.
That'll get some more hears from the patrons, though the dwarf seems disaffected by it all. Halfway through a seventh mug.
He's down on those mugs quite fast, huh?
Oh yeah. Barely
How
pausing
much-
to breathe, you know.
Notice, man.
How much are the drinks here?
It's like 1 copper piece, it's not much.
In fact, I say, if this woman has indeed left this place at peace, we ought all to celebrate. A round for our patrons, my dear.
Oh, that'll get some more hearty cheers as they're not necessarily accustomed
Ah,
to being,
I see.
complimentary
So-
complimentary drinks, yeah. And she'll gladly fetch their canteens, so to speak, and dunk them in the ale barrels. passing them back out. And she'll almost hesitate to do so for the dwarf, who's still got 2 other mugs ready to, ready on reserve. But as she sets down the 10th, she only needs a little bit of persuasion from his eyes as he looks up at her with such an intense stare. She'll put it down in front of him and shift quickly back towards facing Silas. Very generous of you, sir.
It's the least I can do for our hard-working citizens. And he will, if she does not respond right away, he will glance towards the dwarf, and he will say, I dare not beg a man's tongue, but perhaps I would beg to know, what do you think of all of this?
You were talking to the dwarf specifically?
Yeah.
He almost sputters a bit as he takes his ale away from his face. It's perhaps affecting him as his brain had a thought that his arm did not. But he sets down the mug all the same, a bit more forcefully, thankfully not spilling anything more than a few drips from his scraggly beard. And without looking towards you, he says, what I think is, these elves and you humans, no offense, have problems beyond my comprehension. Not my business. I just love a good drink, me.
Indeed, my friend. But what if it was just from a tall dwarf to a normal one, and perhaps with another drink?
Oh. He seems to... He's staring Nancy down as she fetches yet another mug, or cleans one off real quick from the empty stash, and he looks to you finally, Silas, and says, "That's 2 you've bought me. Are you trying to get an invite?"
An invite to what, my friend?
A grey brew. It's exclusive to us dwarves and our kin. But you might fit right in with a coin purse like that.
They want that money.
A few copper for a good friendship and a good word? That is priceless, my friend.
Well, stop right. And he'll signal in what he thinks is more flashy, but is actually much more awkward and unfocused, to Nancy, and she'll seemingly understand and begin filling many mugs. And he'll say, "Mate, you want into the grey brew? We need to know your constitution." And he'll gesture to the mugs that are put onto the bar before you. 3, then 4, then 5, matching the amount that is still undrinking by this dwarf. And he'll say, "I race you to the bottom."
You're so screwed, dude. You're so screwed.
Constitution saving throw.
Silas will grin ever so slightly from the side of his lips, and he will say, "A deal it is then. The first of us to drop to stupor is the loser."
"I've got a head start on you, so it should be a fair fight." And he'll grab his half-drinking mug, down it all in one gulp, grab a full one, and get ready to toast to you. And he'll say, "To friendship."
I like how this is the way we did this instead of just telling me to become a dwarf.
This is
Well,
why
he'll just be happy that he also have a dwarf friend. See,
humans and dwarves, they're just natural friends, better than goblins and orcs,
What was it again? Gray something?
Grey brew, yeah.
So Silas will clash the mug with his, and he will say, "2 gray brews."
Oh, that'll get like a very exaggerated, happy, excited chuckle, and then he'll immediately start guzzling the mug, eyes closed, full
Oh, wait.
focus on it.
I'm thinking about this. I don't think Ro and Darks can go to the Grey Brews.
Yeah, well.
You will go wherever we need.
At this point,
I think
the rest of the bar and the one guy off to the side eating his mug, they're all looking at you, Silas, expectantly. Nancy has her hands in the air, like clasped together as if she had just given a clap, and it says, "Are you really about to drink our dwarven friend here?"
Silas will chug the first mug.
All right.
Do I come down in the middle of this?
Yes, I think at this point you've probably grabbed everything you've needed to grab, and you'll come down. You'll be making your way back as Silas chugs the first one. It's a bitter brew. Definitely has the hallmarks of being cheap and mass producible, so to speak. Yet you're able to make it through without feeling too heady.
Okay, so do I need to roll anything?
For now, you can give me a roll, actually. Give me just a straight con roll. Well, I'll keep track of them, but you're not going to feel any effects from the first one. Ooh.
Oh,
Okay.
It's a good thing.
It goes
It's
to
a
your
good
head.
thing.
All
Man,
right.
been rolling
Not
like shit
feeling-
this session.
Not feeling too heady yet, but we'll see. We'll see. And you both seem to be reaching for the second one at the same time, which is when Blink will be returning to the stairwell.
So as I come down the stairs, approximately how long does it take for me to understand what the hell is going on?
Well, everybody is sort of eyes locked, and they're clapping their hands, and some of them are cheering as like each mug is put down. And Silas has moved to take a second one, as well as the dwarf. And there's just a bunch of mugs, some empty, some not, that are all on display. So seems like some kind of drinking contest has been joined.
I would say this is actually good, because this means that the people at the tavern who have seen most of the group will have a positive opinion of them, and we're less likely to sell them out when the guards come back around and are like,
so
"Hey,
you guys obviously weren't a part of session 0. I came in asking for information, and I just paid them a shit ton of gold pieces
oh, nice."
to give me
all
information,
bribed
and
them.
and then Narath was like, "Oh, that's just what humans do." Basically, he just kind of autismed it and just kept giving people gold pieces. So yeah, we lost a lot of money session 0.
Yes, you did.
No, but we gained a lot of friends and information. We're
Mhm.
men of the people here.
That's right.
All right. Nick is going to kind of look to Nancy and then look to the crowd,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's going to look to Silas as he reaches for the second one. And he's just going to watch for a little while. He'll be smiling, he'll be clapping a little bit, but
At this point, even the guard outside is peering in to see what all the fuss is about. So the dwarf's raised his second one and looks to Silas and says, "Not even started."
That's right, my friend.
All right. Well, he's bottoms up. What about you? Chugging?
Going for it.
All right. Let's see that constitution check.
all
right.
A little better.
All right. The second one goes down, and while there's no immediate signs that you're going to have trouble, there is a sudden surge of lightheadedness. It's enough that you feel like you can suppress it. You're fairly confident that you're not buzzed yet, but it's coming. You might not have too much longer to pull this off if things keep going this way.
As Silas presumably slams the second one down on the table,
cheers
the second
from the
empty
the
cup.
crowd,
Yeah. He's gonna Nick's gonna step forward and
kind of give him like a slap on the back, almost not too hard, but just like an encouraging thump.
Yeah.
And he's gonna like wrap his arm around his far shoulder, and he's gonna point at the. He's gonna be like looking to Silas while still standing. He's gonna point at the dwarf. He's gonna be like, "Look at this guy, Silas. I don't care what he is. He's got no chance."
Oh, no chance. Dwarf clumsily grabs at another mug as he's set his down. I'll show you no chance.
We can't dismiss a good man just yet, my friend. Look at him go.
That's right, look at me. Brings the mug to his lips. Starts
This
on
is
the
like
third.
that scene in Lord of the Rings movie where Legolas is like drinking alcohol and Gimli's like shit faced.
Yeah.
And at the end, he's like, "I can feel it tingle in my fingers," and Gimli just passes out. Like, completely inebriated.
Is this
And,
another mug, Silas? What are you thinking?
So, as Silas will raise his third mug, looking towards the dwarf, trying to get him to begin drinking his mug.
Mm-hmm.
And if he does, and he like looks away to begin drinking his mug,
Yeah.
Silas will quickly message Blink.
Okay, you've got the message. He's
he
looking
will
at his
say-
mug. Yeah.
Get very excited. Distract the others.
Okay.
What?
Get very excited. Distract the
What
others.
what an autistic sentence.
I know, I love it. I
What
love
does
it.
that even
All right,
mean?
let's see. Get
Blink
very
looks at his
excited.
pants and says, I don't know.
You're not going to hear a response, but you know Blink heard it.
And assuming that you will act as Silas has requested, Silas will bring the mug to his lips and pretend to drink. And as he does, he will murmur and with his hand down towards his side, point towards the dwarf, and he will cast sleep.
So what Blink is going to do after hearing this, not quite knowing what's going to happen,
Mhm.
he's going to wait for Silas to like raise his cup to his lips,
Mm.
and he's going to just go like absolute like ape shit fanboy. He's going to be like, "Let's fucking go, Silas! Let's go!" And he's just going to like start like turning the crowd, and he's going to like hype him up like as some kind of fucked up mascot. And he's even gonna like he's gonna be like looking at all of them being like Silas, like trying to start a chant.
Yeah,
He's gonna turn to like the commoners in the corner to mind his
Okay.
own fucking business. He's gonna just try and get him in on the chant, and
Let's
the
see,
guard,
let's
he's
see
gonna
the-
he's gonna
yeah.
get the guard in on it.
Give me
you
that
know?
performance check. Give me that performance with advantage.
Oh,
with advantage.
Advantage.
Oh.
You
That's a
suck even
3,
more.
dude. That's
Well,
3 threes.
Listen, they are looking right at you like, what the hell is this guy doing? Is he all right? Did he get all those drinks first? But they are looking at you, so the cast will go off 21 on a sleep. This man, the dwarf, just like gets halfway down. He spills the rest of his ale all over him, and he just slumps to the floor, completely off the stool. Just immediately hits the deck.
As the body hits the ground, Nick is gonna turn around and he's gonna like run over. Essentially, he's gonna be looking at Silas. He's gonna point at the dwarf. He's gonna try and get the chant going again, and then he's going to. I'm sure Silas is a little tipsy. He's
Yep.
he's gonna like while he's chanting Silas, he's like pumping his fist in the air. He's gonna try and fucking get Silas on his shoulder and start like walking out of there with him.
Dude, as you run up behind me to do this, and Silas like sees out of the corner of his eye this dwarf hitting the floor, he's just gonna jump out of his seat, thrust his fucking mug arm into the air, and like half of his mug is gonna just spill all over the dude next to him.
Well, he's like excited.
Yeah, so,
but, like,
so
what the
you're on
heck?
my shoulder and you're also pouring
ale on the
ale
man next to
on
him.
people. Yeah.
Everybody kind of just is still erupting and cheer and like, then you hear a faint, faintly discernible. I always knew that dwarf was yellow. In the background,
Got him.
Yeah, so
Nancy's clapping. Everybody's
with Silas on his shoulder. I mean, Nick's he's doing circles around the fucking place, like chanting. He's going fucking nuts.
All right. Well,
And after the cheer and everything happens, Silas will kind of lean down by the dwarf and he'll just gently smack the side of his face and he'll be like, "Hey, are you still with us?"
that you're looking to undo his sleeping condition that way?
Yeah, just like wake him up now that he's lost.
Ah, okay.
I
Well,
can't believe you just spent a level 1 spell slot on this.
the man, the dwarf will like shock himself awake, and then his mouth will like immediately go back to a contorted like expression that you would have when drinking. But there will be no mug to his lips, and he'll be very confused, and he'll sort of scramble a little bit, but he'll look almost like an overturned turtle, like not quite able to get his stuff right. And why are you on the ceiling? And just like very confused, looking up at you upside down. And eventually it will dawn on him. And, oh, you got me.
That's right.
did.
We're brothers in ale now, my friend.
He'll have like the most satisfied, like despite losing, he'll have this like satisfied, great big smile on his face as his eyes kind of flutter and close, but not in a way that he's sleeping, just in the way that he's like resting his head on the wooden floor, and he'll be like, brothers in ale. And then he'll like slowly reach his arm up as if like asking for assistance to get up.
And I will
Yeah.
Silas will grab his hand,
Mhm.
and as he goes to help him to his feet, he'll lean in and whisper into his ear. Myself and my compatriots are after the elves. We are brothers in ale, but are we also brothers against the pointed ears?
There will be like this complexion change where, as if the dwarf is really trying to sober up in this moment, and there'll be like a cough and a clearing of a throat, and he'll say, "Oh, we need to get you to the Grey Brew."
That works.
And hearing this, Silas will, helping him to his feet, raise his mug to the air and look towards the other guest, and he will say, "For the Grey Brews."
And there will be like a sort of, I guess you could call it like a half-hearted cheer for them because they don't really know what that is. But the dwarf will be like, "Hey, for the Grey Brew!" And then
He's still very drunk.
he's definitely addled at this point. Yeah.
Is there anything like sticking out of his pockets?
You trying to do a perception into a sleight of hand?
At least a perception.
Rob him. Come on.
Oh,
Rob
oh!
the
There
drunken
seems to be something shiny indeed. It's like silver with a slight golden glimmer, and it seems to be some kind of like tool, implement, rod, something like that.
See, if it was money, I would have left it, but now it's something that I don't know what it is, and now I'm curious.
Oh, you Dr. Autism. Come on. He's going to pass out in like 10 seconds once you get to the Grey Brew. So just rob him then.
Give me the rod.
Oh, wait, he's coming with us?
Yes, we're going to the Grey Brew.
I didn't know this guy could walk still.
He
won't. We'll be
Well,
carrying him.
I don't know if he will,
or
but
he can,
he's
but
gonna
he's
try.
kid.
All right, Blink's gonna keep an eye on that as they leave the establishment.
Well, Nancy will say, clear her throat, and as you seem to be making ready to leave, and she'll say, "Lads, I'm very impressed with the display, but ale costs coin."
Liquor of gold.
How much did how much stuff would you say I left in my room? Because I said I wanted to make it seem like it was lived in.
Yeah, there definitely still be like good supplies in there. You know, your rations that you don't immediately need. Maybe more clothes that wouldn't really help you with your current plan, stuff like that.
All right, so Nick's gonna step forward. He's gonna leave like a silver piece on the table, assuming that covers it. If that does,
you might need to.
All right, so he'll leave. To be safe, he'll leave 3 silver pieces on the table.
As you put down the first one, before you can count them out, Silas will put a gold coin on top of your silver, and he will wink at the waitress.
Oh shit. Well, she's going to very like almost daintily, tentatively like reach forward and like looking between it and you both, but mostly you, Silas, and like, is this real? Like, are you really offering this? And then when she grabs it, she'll like clutch at it and bring it close to her bosom, and she'll say, "Well, thank you, lads. This has been a most joyous evening."
Anything for our good patron.
She'll give you a very happy smile as you seem to be, well, at least as Nick seems to be making ready to leave. Oh my god, you got the rod.
He's he's looking at the ale, right? Surely he's looking at like the one last ale tankard in there.
Yeah, he's a bit lost in
Damn
thought.
straight he is.
Grabbing dwarven rods here, my god.
Yeah.
You tickle balls. I don't want to fucking hear it, buddy.
You really are, Javai.
It's true, you do tickle balls.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
but I don't grab rods. That's different, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sure it is,
different.
buddy.
I don't know if it is.
I mean, you're old and you're just desperate. That's just how.
Hey,
it is.
just turn and cough, okay?
Yeah.
All right, well,
Oh my
absolutely fucking grabbed.
Oh my god, he's grabbing a silver rod too. Oh god.
It's silver and gold. Yeah.
It's just, oh no.
And it's a rod.
And it's a rod.
So many harlots.
I'm gonna
imagine-
assume you're just stashing that before instead of
Yeah,
trying
I
to
don't.
look
I
at
don't
it.
have time to
Yeah.
analyze it, so that's getting stashed in like a inside coat pocket.
Gotcha. Okay. So as you pickpocket it without seemingly any trouble or response from your newfound dwarven compatriot, what do you do next? Are you guys looking to leave? Something
Yeah.
else?
I guess Silas will say to the dwarf, "We will, myself and my compatriots will retire for the night, but if we could meet with you perhaps in the morning and you could
Where
introduce
we're going
us."
right now.
We are definitely going right now.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
going
but-
now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The plan was
it was
to move to the
Yeah,
Great
just
Brew
because
after.
how by the time we get there, it'll be nighttime. So like,
Oh,
it'll be
okay.
proper
Well,
sleep time.
scratch what I said then. He will say to the dwarf, "Let us finish our mugs and make our way there, eh?"
This is the one occasion I will leave ale unfinished. We can go now. Must go now. Before it gets to me.
Fear not, my friend. I have tipped a gold tonight. I believe the waitress would not mind if you brought your mug with you.
Oh, in that case, and he'll reach forward and grab 2 of them. Thank you, Nancy. And he'll begin oddly bobbling towards the exit.
So we're gonna have an unconscious elf, a robot, 2 draconian, a gnoll, a human, a very, very wasted dwarf, and
And a partridge in a
fucking
pear tree.
skinwalker.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think that Noel's going to be able to go into the tavern, so. we're gonna- I don't
they-
think
are they
Darks can
Noel
go into the
No,
tavern either.
Darks can. He's been in the tavern. He likes the tavern.
No, that was the
No,
tavern they were
different
just
tavern.
in. They're talking about the Grey Brew, which is
Oh.
the operated and owned by dwarves and halfsmiths, which Darix and Roe have had run-ins with already.
Uh huh.
Yeah, but true. But
They
like
know
the
who we
one,
are.
but one of them liked Dark, so if he's there, it's okay. You know?
Eric's is okay.
I don't know, guys. I
We'll see
think
what
that
Ro
was
does.
the best use of a spell slot this whole campaign.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it was epic. I wouldn't change it for anything.
Dude, the best part about my performance stuff is that it was so bad it was good.
Yeah.
Like I can imagine a world where it's perfectly mid and like
Room.
everyone's just like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy, you know? But like it was so bad that they couldn't not watch.
Yeah, it's like it's so
made
bad
me
it's not
scared.
suspicious.
Yeah, exactly.
Indeed.
All right, so you
You've
come
added
back to
another
the party
collection
a
with
drunk
this.
dwarf.
At this point, like he starts bumbling up the road, and you guys have to like shepherd him towards the stable, and he's like, "Oh, you have a horse, a good horse, good."
Yeah,
this man's
and
nuts
Nick
balls.
will help him up onto his horse. He's not going to get
He's
on
going
the
to
horse.
pass
He's
out
gonna-
face first in the road before you guys get to the stable. So you guys are gonna have to negotiate that.
All right. Oh, Nick's not carrying that.
Well, Silas can't carry that by himself, so you're gonna.
Yeah, he's kind of drunk off his ass too. So
Silas is not walking fully straight. I don't think.
So you guys come back reeking of booze with an unconscious dwarf.
I don't reek of booze, but yes, that would be correct.
You're carrying the dwarf, so you do.
I'm not carrying anything. I don't know.
You're carrying
I
supplies.
This is actually
I am
You're
Lord
in the
Javai.
street.
I am walking to Astorium to ask him for help.
Okay, you guys get most of the way there before the collapse, so it's kind of easy for somebody else to come out and help. Yeah, that kind
Someone else
All right,
can.
Narath will come and help, and he'll look at the dwarf that just collapsed in front of him
Yeah.
and say, "Making friends?"
Silas, who also stinks of booze.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Silas answer that
Yeah.
one.
I think he could put two and two together.
What do you think, Silas?
Silas here. Silas? Recrow?
Silence.
Sorry, I was BRP.
Ah, he was. Yeah.
Ah.
Well, Narath just walked up to you and said, "Making friends," as you have a passed out dwarf on the ground.
Indeed. This gentleman here will grant us a entrance to the next bar we're going to, and perhaps connections and friends to help us in our ordeal.
Good. And Narath will pick up the very light dwarf easily with his man hands.
Well, he's not so light. He's pretty dense, but we'll say it's not as hard as it would be if it was trying to be. You can actually heft him by yourself, unlike the others.
Yeah, Narath hefts him and looks at him and looks at Silas and says, "Oh no," he doesn't say anything. He says, and he just sort of walks to his horse.
Fuck! The dwarf saw Nick. Fuck!
Why?
God damn it!
Was that
He
a
saw
problem?
Nick.
Yeah.
He's on Nick?
No, he saw Nick.
Did you change before you walked in?
It's okay.
Yeah, I would have been Nick the whole time, which is fine.
I already ordered Astorian to keep hitting his head. So
Yeah, Astorian is
it's
listening.
okay. We'll
yeah.
just keep him knocked out.
I thought you were Javai.
No, I walked in as Nick. The plan was to walk in as Nick and walk out and then become Javai as we started on the road, since, I'm supposed to be Javai.
He was drunk, dude.
No, it's
he's not
fine.
gonna
We don't
remember.
want you to be Javai. We don't want people to see Javai all over the place because that's going to be the person they're looking for the most.
She seemed more interested in Narath than Javai, but yeah, I suppose.
Well, sure.
Yeah,
We've all
yeah.
been
No one
looking at that.
confronted Narath about what he
Okay.
said to the woman that suddenly allowed them to pass after he spoke with them.
Well, Darix did,
True.
but you had to tell him that once you get to a tavern, you'll explain it all. Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
interested in them because they were talking shit about her, dude.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't know that. You haven't even
Yeah,
established that.
I
we're
don't
talking shit.
know them, but
Well, then it was also,
I think you're all idiots.
your life.
We're basically, as you guys are about to set out towards the Grey Brood, we are basically at time here. Is there any final, sort of main things you guys want to be pushing forward?
As we start to, as we set off,
Mhm.
or maybe before so, as we get ready to set off, I would like to take some time to identify my rod.
I bet you would.
Ro would like to bring up that he doesn't think he can go in.
Oh yeah, that's a good conversation point. So, Blink, give me a. I'm gonna need a history check. And Ro, if you want to form that into dialogue, I will.
Oh, and before he analyzes it at all, he'll throw a Ro and Darex, and I suppose probably Astorium a cloak.
Ashtorium has a cloak.
Never mind. All right, so just Ro and Darex.
Yeah, Ro doesn't have a cloak because
Yeah, they're like
You-
oversized garbs for when the rare cases where Blink would have to assume a large form.
You
We're all
identify
like an orc
hooded
or
up and
something.
all that.
you identify that your rod is about 3 inches.
Does it fit into an M&M tube?
Oh my shit.
Okay, so
Okay, so
Blink is handling the
That got him.
rod. Ro, what do you want to say, Ro?
so this tavern we're heading to, it has to do with the dwarf, yes?
Silas. It's a question for you.
Indeed, the dwarf will grant us a direct connection to the individuals who are affiliated with the groups there.
And this group, would it possibly be the Grey Brews?
Indeed. To fill you in, a little bit more context, I suppose, is warranted. The dwarf challenged me to a drinking contest, and I won. In exchange, as he awoke from his drunken slumber, I whispered to him that we are after the pointed ears, and he said in response that he would introduce us to his kin.
Dude, I forgot I have a fucking thread for this character.
I see. Well, there's only one very large issue with this plan. If the Greybeards see me, or the Grey Brews see me, well, they didn't get a good look at me. We did almost come to blows, and, well, there is likely only one null in the entirety of Inalance. So, I don't believe I will be able to accompany you within.
Nonsense, Ro. You need only announce your position against the knife ears. That is all it takes to stir the heart of a dwarf.
I appreciate your enthusiasm and optimism, but I don't believe that will go over well. If any of them recognize me, I assume it will come to blows very quickly.
What is it you have done to upset them?
I broke into one of their warehouses, smashed a bunch of crates, much like the ones we found in the mansion, tore down a bunch of their doors with my great axe, exploded one of those doors in the face of one of the dwarves. I dropped another one into a trap door hole and then closed it behind him, and well, ran away after that.
Is Derek's here? I assume Derek's is here.
Yeah.
Yes, Derek is there.
Yeah, he's gonna say yes. I did about half of those things too.
No,
Then we shall keep you both towards the back of the party,
if this is
And-
true, and
hooded and cowled.
Yes, because 7 feet tall, smooth scales are such a common occurrence here.
Indeed, there are so many that there are two. That's
Maybe
twice as
you
many as
two
the
should
gnolls.
guard the egg nearby the tavern.
perhaps
Good
we ought
riddance. I do not wish to banter or deceive or lie or participate in any manner. I'm tired.
If
Well,
you wish the
I can
egg
agree on being
to
tired.
remain safe, you will have to lie.
I can agree on being tired, young Darex.
I
But lying works out.
If I simply let you all lie in my stead, I won't have to lie. You have all been doing a fantastic job of it, by the way. Deception seems to be normal here.
Yes, young Darex, because withholding the truth is any better than a lie. Righteous and always.
withhold
Just let me do
truth.
the talking, and I will see you both out safely.
The last thing I was going to do was tell any of you about the egg's existence, especially given your proclivities for immoral action.
Perhaps it would be prudent for us to rent a space in the stable. You and Ro could guard the egg there.
That is fine with me.
Damn straight they can. And then we, I suppose we start off.
Okay. So you guys are headed towards the stable near the Grey Brew Tavern, and are going to rent there, or are you going to rent here?
Rent at the Grey Brew.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to be near this tavern.
Good
We're gonna be swarming it. so.
choice. All right.
The fucking cops are gonna come and kill everyone.
Okay, well, you guys have managed to set off this time on horseback. It won't take you very long, and that's where we can pick up next time. I know this was unfortunately, it was a truncated session for a variety of reasons. But what did you guys think? I feel like there was still some, it was refreshing to get out of the manor, I'm sure, but I feel like there was still some interesting content in this session.
Oh yeah, there was definitely interesting content.
That whole exchange with the guard lady, Jesus Christ.
I loved it. I loved every single bit of it. I'm glad that we stopped to talk to her. I'm glad it all happened. It was peak. It was fun.
It's quite silly.
I loved it.
I'm glad that
That's
was
what you
perfectly
roleplay
good.
for, dude. This
Yeah.
is what you do it. You know, you meme.
Dude, I rolled a 23 on sleight of hand.
You stole that.
Just
shit.
once.
Drop.
Just
fucking
once
lore
this
drop.
game, I want my charisma stat to do something.
Hey, it did
Yeah,
do
you
that
have
a
a
few
plus
times.
three, which is pretty funny, but I think it's important that you actually failed that check because if that wasn't handled,
It was handled perfectly well. I don't know what you're talking about.
if Darex was like, "No, I will not be quiet. You've been lying this whole time," because the whole thing was that I was bluffing. I was just fucking bluffing.
Imagine how I feel. I'm +7 on insight, and I rolled a fucking 7.
Like that could have gone south so bad.
Maybe if I rolled a 1, I could have been like, "Oh yeah, she's legit."
Yep.
She's perfectly calm and a very pleasant woman.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't wait to ask the dwarf in Astorium's head about this rod.
I can't wait till Darix asks Kenakon about that psychic attack.
Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, but yeah, there was some memes with
Dude, I'm
getting
surprised. I'm surprised Slinter had no reaction to the bullshit I just did with Silas.
Well, with the drinking?
Yeah.
Slinter has reasons to be subdued. In fact, all of your I almost said innies, thinking of Severance.
Yeah,
all
that
of
is
your
true. I don't think-
interiors have been a bit subdued.
Yeah.
It's because the thing disappeared, so they're probably like dissipating or whatever. Or maybe she had psychically attacked all of them and we're fucked.
except for James ?
He's dead.
Yeah, he's
gone.
just dead.
Well,
Did you
Silas
forget?
hasn't asked him anything. He's like kind of looked.
Yeah.
He was probing a bit, and then he just kind of was like, "Oh, whatever. He's gone." Turns
Bye-bye.
out being a
Yeah.
vector for two gods to talk is maybe a lot.
Yeah, I would imagine.
He went to fusion god heaven.
All right.
All right,
Yeah.
boys. It's been a wonderful time, but I am tired,
GG's.
Yeah.
and I have to do a lot of work because I need to save up money so I can go visit my woman. So,
That's right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Best of luck with that. We all feel that.
Oh yeah.
I will say,
Yeah.
I do find it a bit amusing that we all, like most of us, have to wake up early the next morning. So that's,
Oh,
Yeah.
yep. I gotta be awake in 5 hours.
yeah, I think that's relatable to
Same.
many of you guys.
Actually.
Yeah, I don't want to go to work today, but I have a day off tomorrow, so I don't know
There
if
you
I have the nuts to not go to work today.
Well, just wage slavery sucks. So
Just get that
Yeah,
money.
pretty much.
Wage slave. That's why I'm not a wage slave anymore. I make my own hours on my own time.
I decide when I'm a
Yeah.
wage slave.
I decide when I'm a wage slave. That's right. And
Exactly.
unfortunately, women, just by their nature, encourage men to be wage slaves. It's a dirty system. It really is.
What if she hears this part of the stream, dude?
It's streaming. It's
What?
okay.
Yep.
It's
All
okay.
right, honey.
Clip it and ship it, 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 clip it
I
and
know
ship it.
she would laugh. She agrees. She's quitting her wage slave job too. So
Oh, there you go.
I like to say we're all warlocks, and our patron is the IRS.
the
Well, they don't
I
really give us
actually-
too much power, do they?
no, they really don't. They're like okay,
It's a very
once a year you have to
greedy,
talk to us, and maybe we give
yeah.
you money, or maybe we take
very
money.
greedy.
I was watching What We Do in the Shadows with my lady recently, and I know that there's that one guy, I forget his name. He's the guy who used to be a Nazi and now he's just a regular vampire. And he's like,
What is this?
What We Do in the Shadows. It's like the faux the mockumentary about people living in New Zealand as vampires. And
Okay.
anyway, he's like got a familiar, like a lady who's a human, and he just makes her do like the most demeaning things all the time, as far as like cleaning and bringing victims and all this other stuff. And the whole idea is like eventually he's gonna turn her and she'll be a vampire and have immortality, and he just never does it. And so that's the IRS. We're all like level 0 characters, and they're never giving us our power.
That's true. That's true.
You're never
That's
going to
true.
become level 1.
That's right.
Yep.
You
Uh,
know, we're just
105 still a wage slave. Oh no, it's Jover.
we're just hunting down imps and doing demonic paperwork.
Yeah. Hey, that sounds pretty cool. All right. Well, I will close the stream there so you guys don't get in any more trouble with